I don't have many water. I have much chocolates. Is that how you speak? Or do you say, I have much water. I don't have many chocolates. In this lesson, we are learning how to find out to talk about quantities. My name is Michelle. Stay tuned with me to learn to talk about large quantities of something. As I told you, this lesson is all about learning quantities. When do we use much? When do we use many? When we do not use much and when we do not use many? What are the other options that you have? So let's start with the first sentence that we have with us. Please read it along with me. We don't have dash water. What should we write here? Should we write many or much? Well, you should be writing much. And what if you say we don't have many water? Why is it incorrect? The reason that it's incorrect is because water, can you count water? Can you count the number of water in a class? No, you can't. So that's why water is an uncountable noun. So you cannot count water. And that's why we never say waters, because we cannot count water. Whatever we can count, we add an S to it. So let's say this is one marker. If I have two more with me, it'll be markers, because I can count 1, 2, and 3. But I cannot count water. Therefore, I have written much. We can also say we don't have much food. So can you count food? No, you can't. Right. So let's look at the next one that we have. How dash cups are there? Many or much? We are only left with many, so it should be many. And as I told you earlier, cups is a countable noun because we have an S. Every noun for which you have a plural is countable. So cup, cups, chocolate, chocolates, light, lights, but food, foods, no. So with food we have much, and with cups we have many. All right. So now we have the next one. I have dash much work to do. Okay. For a moment, let's erase the dash. Forget about it, that it's there. And if you say I have much work to do you think that's correct? That is correct actually, but the thing is we use it very rare. It's one of the most rare forms in grammar to use. I have much work to do. That just doesn't sound natural. What sounds more natural? What can you place before much? Think of a word that you can place before much to make it sound more natural. You can say, I have much work to do. What can you think when I do this? I have too much work to do, right? So would you write TWO? No, you will write too, which means a lot. The quantity is more. So I have too much work to do. Now let's look at the next one. There are 2 dash cars. Now, work is an uncountable noun or a countable noun. It's an uncountable noun because we cannot say works. I have too much works. That's why we have the word much and not many. We cannot say I have too many work to do. You will say I have too much work to do. Now the next one, cars is a countable noun, and that's why you will say there are too many cars. What if we remove the two? There are many cars. Is that correct? Yes. This is a more common form than saying I have much work to do. With much, you should definitely add a to, but if you do not add a to with many, it's all right. It's still a natural form. So you could say he visited many countries, or there are too many cars, or there are many cars. Both will be correct. Great. So now we move on to the next one. He visited 2 dash. What can we write here? Dash dash countries. So he has definitely visited more than one country, and that's why we have the S here, which is a plural. So that's why we know that it's countable. It's more than one. So what do we write here? Now it's, we are done with using much and many. We can definitely use it here. He visited too many countries. But is there another word that you can use here? He visited lots countries. What should you write here? He visited lots of countries. Right. So what do we mean by the word lot? Lot means a group of something, and that's why we say lot. So lots of means groups of countries. So he has possibly not visited 1, 2 or 3. He has definitely visited more than 3, around 10 countries or maybe even more. So he visited lots of countries, which is another word or a phrase that you can use to talk about large quantities. The next one that we have is, he gave me dash dash rice. Now, is rice a countable noun or an uncountable noun? Can you say rices? No, you can't. So this will be a countable noun again. An uncountable noun, I'm sorry. So here you could say, he gave me lots of rice, which will also be correct, but let's learn something new, and instead of lots of, you can say, he gave me tons. So tons, is a measuring quantity in math, and you can use it here also. He gave me tons of rice, which means a large quantity or a big quantity. Great, now we have the next question with us. How many whales did you see? So this question has the word many. Can we use many for answering a question? If I say, I saw many whales. Does that sound natural? No, it doesn't. You cannot say I saw many whales just because the question has many. It's suggested that you do not use many in the answer. All right? So you could say I saw a large number of whales, all right? Because we have a plural, so we'll also add an of. So I saw a large number of whales, which means a big quantity again. Now, something that I need you to be very careful about is, as I told you, we do not use many here. I saw many whales. And if you see here, we don't have much water, and how many cups are there? You can't say there are many cups. Would you say that? Or you'd say there are too many cups. So we generally do not use many with positive statements alone. So you'd not use many with positive statements alone. As I've given you this example, there are too many cars instead of saying that there are many cars. Now let's look at the first one. We don't have much water, or you'd say we have much water. Again, this is also not used for positive statements. Much or many are generally used either for questions, as you can see a question mark here, or for negative statements. Don't stands for do not, which is a negative statement. So you'd use much and many for either negative statements or for questions. Let's get back to where we were. And here we are at the next one. There were dash dash animals in the field. So you could say that there were loads of animals in the field. So loads means something similar to lots, and you could use either of them. So load is something which is very heavy. So there were loads of animals in the fields means there were a great number of animals in the field. The next one that we have is, they gave us dash of food. What would you write here? Think about it. Which word is there on the board that you can relate to food and which is also uncountable, because we do not say foods. So think of all the uncountable words that you have on the board. You could say either water or you could say rice, and as I have used tons of, you could say the same one here. They gave us tons of food or they gave us tons of rice. Great. Now we look at the last one that we have. She's been in dash of movies. So you can also use numbers to talk about quantities. You don't always have to use these words. Can you say she's been in 100 of movies? Can you say that? That is correct, but with a small error. Can you think of the error? She's been in 100 of movies. She's been in hundreds of movies. So you'll always add an S when you're using a number to talk about quantities. So if I ask you, have you been on a plane? You'll say, yeah, I've been on a plane thousands of times or hundreds of times. But do not forget, whenever you have a plural like movies, you'll always add an S and an off. So hundreds of movies, thousands of times, like that. So here we have all the different ways to talk about large quantities. Don't worry, I'm going to come back with another lesson where I'm going to teach you how to talk about small quantities. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. Bye-bye.